Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jeffrey Fant on behalf of Ms. Hicks, who is present. These time dates set for a violation. Gone through her rights with her. Ms. Hicks is well aware of them and is prepared to waive them, prepared to enter plea of guilty to having a positive ETS and on confirmation. And she acknowledges she's 3 meetings or so short on her AA meetings.
She in custody that week?
No, Judge.
Oh, it's not the week
I
she was
just
in.
got up. It was right after I got up.
She got on the 12th, she went to meeting on the 13th and not again until the 18th. So there was like 5 days or 4 days that she could have done meetings.
I will say I seen my peer coach on Thursday, but it was a phone interview, so I didn't write it down.
Okay, we'll write them down for now on. All right. There's an allegation, Brittany, that you tested positive for alcohol on your drug test at ADAPT on 2/19, and it was confirmed positive, and that you failed to attend your 3 pro-social meetings a week between 2/12 and 2/19. Did you go over this 2-page advice of rights form with your lawyer?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
You understand that if you enter a plea of guilty, you'll be waiving the hearing rights in this form. There will be no hearing of any kind?
Yes, sir.
All right, no, we're all with that. How do you plead to the allegation? You tested positive for alcohol on 2/19/24. To the allegation that you failed to attend your 3 pro-social meetings between 2/12 and 2/19. How do you plead?
Guilty.
All right, I'm going to accept the plea as knowing and voluntarily given. Brittany, what are we going to do with you?
I'm just trying to stay afloat.
Brittany, if you do not successfully complete this program and you continue to have use after use after use violation, do you understand what happens? I'm asking you honestly, do you understand?
You told me I got up to 5 years for my charge.
Well, I don't know. It looks like your charge is a 1 year. But like, it's Oakland County. It is not Wayne County. I'm not saying this to be facetious. I'm not trying to like threaten you or scare you. I'm telling you, I was a criminal attorney for almost 20 years. Oakland County will put you in for the maximum. They will. Mr. Fanto, what did you think of your practice in Oakland County as a criminal attorney?
Do as little as possible in Oakland County because they don't look to help anybody.
When I was a criminal defense attorney, Brittany, and people would come to me with cases in Oakland County, it's like, why pay me? I'm stealing from you. That's what I would tell them. I'm stealing from you if I take this case. One, because I don't want to go practice out there. But honestly, I'm stealing their money because I know no matter how hard I work on this case, no matter what I tell them, that judge and the prosecutor, they're not going to, there really aren't negotiations out there. This is what you get and they're done. And it doesn't matter if you pay 10 grand for an attorney or you get a public defender. It doesn't matter. You're doing it. Like that's just how it works out there. They have room. And you've got kids. You clearly have a substance use problem. I mean, at this point, every violation you've had is for use. I want you to know, like at some point, you know, we try therapeutic adjustments. We try everything we can to like help give you tools. But if you're not using them and you're not putting in the work you have to put in, like at some point I don't have a choice. And you're starting to you're teetering. And I understand it's tough out there. Like I do. I know you think because I have this thing and I'm sitting up here that I don't. But like I grew up on Glenwood. I went to Brake Elementary. Like I'm not from this life. I'm not. I just worked really, really hard because I didn't want to work like my mom did, period. And you got to make better choices, Brittany. And I don't know, we had a staff meeting, the whole meeting was how do we help Brittany? How does this happen? But you know, it all comes back to like, well, what's Brittany doing? Using. Brittany, you just went to jail
Exactly.
for coke. Right before that, you went to jail for we had another coke, 2 cokes, marijuana, alcohol. I mean, you've already done an IOP. If you don't use the tools we give you, you know, you get out of this what you put into it. We're increasing your drug testing to fuchsia. You're doing the 90 and 90, which I know you've already gone to meetings, and Mr. Fanto and I had a discussion about that. So you do 90 and 90. We're gonna have a round table meeting with you, with your treatment team. All right.
Yeah.
So we can try and figure out what's going on. But I mean, Brittany, the people, the company you keep is bad for you. You keep bad company around you. Because every time it's you're with someone, you were sitting in a car with someone came over, you were like, these people are bad for you.
This time I was literally just at a hotel for my daughter for her birthday. I was at a hotel with my daughter for her birthday this weekend.
Drinking.
No, I wasn't.
You have a confirmed positive alcohol test.
I really haven't.
Brittany, you had a confirmed positive test. You had a confirmed positive test. You've got to scram for 60 days. And now we come to the jail time. Still got your job?
Yes. Yeah.
Brittany, you got 2 days you got to do. I took into custody right away last time. I know you had to take 5 days off and you kept your job. I'm not gonna make you turn yourself in right now.
Okay.
Cause I don't, when's your day off?
Today, I don't go back to work actually until today, and then I go to work I picked up tomorrow for overtime, and then I don't go back till Sunday,
What's tomorrow? Friday? What time's your shift end on Friday?
5 o'clock.
Can you turn yourself in tomorrow night? Or so Friday night and Saturday night?
What time do you work Sunday?
5 a.m.
You wanna do one of your nights tonight and do the other one this weekend? Oh, yeah, right. All right, she's gonna serve 1 day forklift. And that way she can keep her job. And then 1 with a turn-in date. You wanna do, so you're gonna do Friday at 5 to Saturday at 5, or 5-ish. If you said you got off at 5, however long it takes you to get here, but they're not gonna,
Put it at 6, you can be here by 6.
all right. Friday at 6 to Saturday at 6. Brittany, I was hoping that those days in county would give you some time to reflect. Cause like, this is on you.
So is she gonna be reporting for 2 days for jail?
She's doing 1 day right now. And then she's gonna do the next, then she turned herself Friday at 6.
5 a.m.
She's,
She'd be released at 4 a.m., then she'd go to work, and then she'll come back and be back here at 6.
It's tomorrow, Friday.
Yeah.
All right, she's doing overnight. I don't know if they're gonna let her out that early. Will they?
I just
can I recommend that she reports Friday and then
They'll do
she'll-
it all now, just get it done?
Yeah, I just gotta call them and tell them that.
You can call them and tell them that. She's going now, she's gonna do 2 days while she's off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brittany, get on track. We're rooting for you. But like, this is no way to live, man.
This make arrangements with Kelsey for the. Okay. Thank you.
We're all set. Sir, to the allegation, it's your first technical violation, you could get up to 5 days in jail. That's what I can give you on that. There's an allegation that you drove a vehicle without a valid license in the city of Southgate. To that allegation, how do you plead?
Yes.
Okay, and then there's another allegation, and this is a non-technical violation, which means you could get the maximum jail time on this offense. I have to tell you that, okay? That you obtained a new charge in the city of Southgate for driving on a suspended license. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Kind of the same thing, Judge.
Yeah, I understand that, but that's how it's written. It doesn't matter. I mean,
I get it.
all right. Did you pick up a new charge?
I had showed the judge my papers. They just pushed it over. She said she wanted to make sure I got like my license and everything. So she wasn't gonna charge me.
He has been charged, yes.
Okay, so you've been charged, but they're trying to work something out and let you get back on track. You've not been convicted.
Yes, correct.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna accept the plea as knowing and voluntarily given. Mr. Key's recommendation is for a day in jail and to continue all previous terms of probation. Mr. Fanto, what's your position on that?
It's my understanding that Mr. Thorpe was before the court in the past for a driving matter. He had a outstanding matter in Romulus, which he took care of. When he left there, they said, okay, here's your clearance. Make sure you keep it with you so that when you're driving, if you get stopped, you can, show the officer. He was aware of a Secretary of State automatic suspension, but he thought that was because of his Belleville issue. And so he paid his Belleville issue out of Romulus and thought he was able to drive at that point. The only reason he was driving is he had a dispute with his brother, and his brother left the car, and the car was in a precarious situation, and he ended up getting stopped. And he was a little frustrated when we first sat down, but we've gone through everything. He understands now that there are certain things the Secretary of State does on an automatic basis. And I can understand somebody being told that, okay, hang on to this thing, it's okay to drive. I explained to him that each court just kind of handles their own stuff. They don't control what the Secretary of State does. And the Secretary of State does things automatically without input from anybody other than something hitting the abstract. So he understands the process now. And he's received another letter that kicks him into 2025. And I've told him to go talk to somebody who is a driver license restoration specialist. I think there's a possibility for some type of restricted privileges, but I don't do that sort of thing. So I've encouraged him to do that. That is not an inexpensive process, but this isn't an inexpensive process.
Yeah.
So he needs to do that. At least he understands the process. He understands why certain things have happened now, which he didn't before. So I think it beats a little bit of frustration for him anyways.
Yeah.
Judge, I don't think a day of jail is warranted in this matter. I would just ask court to consider a day of community service.
Anything, Mr. Keys?
My main concern is that this is now the second violation for driving without a license.
He's had a previous violation here for that?
Correct.
Oh, Mr. Thornton, stop driving.
Then I think it was after that he took care of Belleville. And he thought that was the issue.
Yeah, Mr.
There was
Thornton,
something beyond that.
Secretary of State, when things go on your record, they do what they do administratively, and it has nothing to do with the courts. Like, it's not, they're their own bureaucracy, and we communicate with them because we have to. But they're their own separate animal that's stopping you from getting your license back, all right? Has he had any other violations?
He is not.
So he's
Just been
done,
used.
yeah, so he's been on, so he's been on probation for a year, right? Or a half a year, since 2020, since July.
Okay.
That is not a year, I'm wishfully thinking.
Okay.
But I mean, you've done, you've been on probation for months. It's your second violation. I see there are letters in the file that you've attended sessions you were required to do. You did community service that you were required to do. Like, you're doing a lot of things right. And I'm gonna give you credit for that. I'm not gonna put you in jail, but Mr. Thornton, you can't, and I know your position is there was an error, but you can't keep driving on a suspended license while you're on probation. Well, you can't do it ever, because you see what happens when they catch you, they just extend it. And it goes on forever. And I recognize the reality of most human beings that have suspended licenses is how you supposed to get to work, how you supposed to get to court, how you supposed to see your kids, how you supposed to do all these things, right? I mean, like, I recognize the problem in that, but I'm telling you, you can't do it while you're under court supervision. You shouldn't do it ever, because you're gonna end, it just spirals.
Right.
So get in touch with the Secretary of State, see what they can do or what you can do on their end. I'm gonna give you a day of community service.
Thank you.
If you get another one, I'm gonna have to give you a day in jail. You can't get a third, you can't drive again. You cannot drive again.
Yeah, I'm at like 70 hours left, so that would be like 78.
Yeah, of community service left?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Okay.
had, what, 200?
Yeah.
Or a lot.
Cause he had 100, and then there's been.
yeah. I was
I
at
have to look
200
at the
when I
file,
started.
but yeah, there was a few hours, quite a few hours.
All right, 200, I gave him 200.
Correct.
It's a larceny. That's why I don't like
I'm not
it.
complaining.
I hope are you learning anything good from doing it?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's actually kind of feels nice sometimes to give back, even if you're forced to give back, right? It's something, I don't know, I always enjoy community service, even if I think I'm not, so.
Thank you, Jen.
All right, you're all set, sir.